Visiting forbidden places can often come with some serious consequences, as these YouTubers have all found out. Number 10. A YouTuber named Adventures with Christian is exploring the land just outside of Area 51, the infamous base in Nevada that's supposed to house many secrets. Soon a vehicle is kicking up a huge dust trail as it storms his way. Christian tries to drive out of there at first, but the vehicle is way too fast, so he pulls over and waits.
Oh, he's coming quick.
Sure enough, a military-grade Raptor pulls up, but instead of anyone getting out, the person inside just waits without a word. It's a tense standoff that lasts over 5 minutes, and the whole time Christian probably wonders if he is going to be taken into custody or worse. Then the Raptor does something completely unexpected.
What is he seriously doing?
The vehicle begins to slowly go in reverse and then parks. Whoever was inside must have received instructions to disengage and maintain a safe distance. Christian is totally confused at this point and tries to leave again. This time it looks like they let him.
They're just following me out of here.
Christian thinks that this officer was messing with him as a prank, but I think he came close to getting into serious trouble. After all, who knows what kind of secret installations he was close to stumbling onto. Before we go any further, it's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Number 9. A YouTuber named Scape is exploring the infamous Paris catacombs when his tour guide grabs a bag full of expensive photography equipment and promptly disappears.
He hasn't returned. It's been about 20 minutes now. My camera's gone, and he's left us alone, taking my camera deep in the Paris catacombs. So
now they are absolutely lost and contemplate what to do next. Both are low on supplies and have limited battery life on their headlamps and cell phones as well. Instead of panicking, they remain calm and leave a trail of metal washers behind to mark where they've already been. It's the first plan of many. Unfortunately, after a half hour of walking, they presumably grow low on washers and decide to stay put, desperately hoping that someone will find them and have mercy. A full 2 hours later, they have no choice but to climb a rusty ladder in hopes of getting a phone signal to call for help. The ladder is extremely unstable and every step could send Scape clanging down the sides of the tunnel to his demise. This part alone is enough to convince me that this video is real, because I think you would have to be pretty desperate to go anywhere near such an unsafe ladder, let alone 50 feet straight up. Anyway, just when they are truly starting to give up hope, a random person comes along and shows them the way.
He asked us if we wanted to see.
Merci.
Thank you.
A short while later, they finally reach the surface and breathe in the cool, fresh air. Perhaps a little less trusting of the world, but nonetheless very glad to be alive. Number 8.
Alright guys, so we made it inside this mansion, untouched, everything left inside here from the previous owners, as we were told.
There's $1 million mansion that YouTuber, Avocation Decay Productions can't wait to explore. They are surprised to find everything is still in very good condition. They are much less enthusiastic about the active alarm system.
what does it say?
Zone's faulted. Foyer great room motion.
Now the race is on to document the rest of the house before the cops come. They don't find a lot, but I can't help but wonder why there are so many industrial cleaning chemicals on the counter of this bathroom. It's almost like somebody was trying to clean up something horrible and got interrupted midway through. They think they hear somebody coming and have to run before they can get any more answers.
We heard an alarm. Dude. Go, Matilda. Go the other way.
I guess we'll never know for sure what happened here unless they return to dig up more clues. Number 7. Marcus Green is a YouTuber who wants to explore a dilapidated house, rumored to be filled with paranormal energy. He and his friend walk a long distance until the building appears from total darkness. The front door is already open and on the wall is a handwritten message.
Start at your own risk. That's another at your own risk sign.
Yeah.
They head into an open room and find old chairs neatly arranged in a row. You can't really see it that well, but to the right of the face is another message that simply says welcome. Obviously, somebody in the house has been expecting visitors and has created some kind of game. It isn't long before they find themselves standing in the middle of a pink kid's room with scraggly red letters staining the wall. I'm not sure what it says, but tell me if you can read the message here and if you think it was written with a marker or something else.
That could be dried blood. I'm getting out of here.
The floor upstairs is rotting away and every step feels less safe than the last. Around the corner, they soon find a creepy hidden passageway leading to an even more decrepit part of the house. Marcus Green barely gets down a long hallway overgrown with vines before his exploration comes to a rather abrupt end.
Dude, look at the vines coming in though. What was that? What was that?
What was that?
Dude.
A rumbling noise from one room over sends Marcus and his friends scurrying off of the property. The noise almost sounds like it could have just been a chunk of plaster falling off the wall, but it could have also been the home's true owner approaching. Either way, they don't stick around to find out. Number 6. A YouTuber named Little Harry 15 and his friends are riding bikes when they get the idea to do some tricks in a public parking garage. It isn't long before security is called and 2 guards come out to escort them out. There's some verbal taunting and then the situation gets a little out of control. Watch this part and tell me if you think the guard is protecting himself or being too aggressive. I mean, they probably shouldn't be riding straight at them on a bike, but at the same time, the guard seems to kick at the bike a little too late, so it seems more out of anger than self-defense. Harry is so busy making fun of one guard that he almost doesn't see the second one rushing him.
Speedy! Yes, big man! Whoa, he's getting speedy! He's getting speedy!
They managed to get away, but I have little doubt that this guard was going for a full-on tackle. It certainly seems like the guards were doing everything they could to catch these guys. Number 5. A YouTuber named Faison is in the Eleanor Forest, a cursed woods where a baby was supposedly took and had her life taken decades ago. CJ is all by himself, yet strange noises seem to follow him throughout the video.
It looks like somebody Hello?
So that could have just been an animal, I guess, but that doesn't explain this next part.
I don't know, just can't see.
The sounds eventually make CJ lose his composure and go running into the woods in a blind panic. When he comes back to get his camera, he claims to have seen something over his shoulder here.
I just don't get it, I'm not really sure. Oh, shit! Oh God, I need help!
I will say that CJ does look and sound genuinely afraid, so I do think this video could be real. It's just too bad he wasn't able to record whatever it was that he saw. Then again, if it really was that terrifying, then maybe it's for our own good. Number 4. A YouTuber named Urbex Dane takes a 24-hour challenge at a huge 1,000-bed hospital. The hospital opened in 1961 and was shut down in 2011 after the director was caught misappropriating funds. Dane is very respectful throughout the video and doesn't take anything from the hospital even though it is filled with old documents and equipment. He pays his respects and silently documents the room where they used to keep the bodies. He's looking over some old photographs of when the facility was new, and one picture in particular grabs his attention. If this was a veterans hospital, which it definitely was, then why would there be an animal research procedure room? It really makes you wonder what kind of technology they were developing here after all. Later, he comes across an old piece of medical equipment stained in red.
Yeah, this is crazy. This looks like it's been used, whatever it is.
Someone please let me know what this could be used for, and if it could be a biohazard. Number 3. A YouTuber named BrooksTV and his friend are on vacation in Shanghai, China, when he comes up with an outrageous plan. This is the busiest Starbucks in the entire world, and Brooks wants to see if he can actually manage to cut to the front of the line without getting caught. The plan almost fails right away when his friend Ryan walks to a roped off section and freezes. He is immediately noticed and possibly reported. They sneak around for a while looking for another way in, until finally they spy an unguarded exit. Ryan tries his luck again.
And he's in. And he's through. He's through. Oh,
Wait, hold up. Yeah, you made it.
Now it's Brooks' turn. He doesn't want to use the same way because it would be too obvious, so he puts on a brave face and walks through another nearby exit with the camera held low. He eventually makes it inside, though by now I'm sure his heart is beating so fast that a cup of coffee is the last thing he really needs. China's laws can be very harsh compared to the West. So what I want to know is how much trouble Brooks would have gotten into if they were caught. Maybe someone can fill me in on exactly what would have happened to them, if anything. Number 2. A YouTuber called Les Cheminots climbs to the top of an insanely high tower in search of adventure and adrenaline. They reach such high altitudes that a thick blanket of fog is waiting for them at the top. Little did they know that something else completely different was waiting for them at the bottom. The police chase the group on foot and they barely get away using the rooftops. Notice how they carefully run across the last thin section of the roof before jumping to freedom. It would have been terrible to have fallen through here and have to go to the hospital, especially after just being 650 feet in the air. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Are you curious about what I look like in real life? Then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT to find out. Do you like my narrations? If you answered yes, then tap the follow button and thank you for your support. To show my appreciation, a different follower gets shouted out every day on the Chills Instagram. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. A YouTuber named Gyver Explorer is exploring an abandoned mine that looks like it's in very rough shape. As he walks further and further down the creepy tunnel, he finds that the further he goes, not only is it more flooded, but there's less and less oxygen. Luckily, Gyver has an oxygen meter which alerts him the oxygen is too low and he must turn around. If not for this device, he could have easily never gotten out of this forbidden mine. You won't believe these scary videos are real until you've seen them for yourself. So let's get right into this analysis action.